So what actually was going on with Ingrid Andress and that horrible national anthem? Was it that she was drunk, or was it that she just needs some voice lessons? My name's Tim. I'm a vocal instructor. I've been doing this a long time. If you want to find out more about me or sign up for lessons, click here. If you like what I'm talking about, subscribe. Click the little notification to stay up to date. All right, let's dive right in. I'm also going to go phrase by phrase through and say everything I hear that's going right and going wrong with the singing. But we're going to get deep into this, all right? There's a lot to unpack here.
Oh, say, can you see?
All right, so first off there, can you see she went sharp? Oh, say, can. She was starting to go a little sharp on that note. Is that something that happens to someone when they're drunk, if you're drinking too much and you go to sing, is there a tendency that your pitch may go wonky? Yes, but here's the thing. I just have to say this. I myself have gone through alcohol addiction issues in the past. I don't drink anymore. I've gone to AA, been in recovery, the whole nine. And I can tell you, I have way too much experience singing drunk, at various amounts of drunk. And the thing about it is it does mess with your muscle memory, but does it mess with it that much? Like, if you were really good at singing the Star-Spangled Banner, does it make you all of a sudden sound like an amateur who's never sung the Star-Spangled Banner? Not usually. So let's keep listening and see if we can hear more clues as to what's going on here. But that mistake, I doubt drinking would cause that much of a flub up already. And we're like in the first phrase of the song.
By the dawn's
That was a stylistic choice. That was not a drinking choice. By the dawns. You don't want to go to the back end of a diphthong, typically, unless you're a super twangy country singer. And I've had some students sing her songs before, and she's not like super deep south. She's not super, not that I'm knocking that, but she's not a super deep south twangy country singer where they sure go. She's not like that type of a country singer. So that choice was a poor stylistic choice. That didn't sound like a drinking. Well, you wouldn't all of a sudden become a completely different stylistic singer from drinking.
early light, what so proudly we...
Now, that could be a little bit of drinking, that little crack in the voice. Like, the vocal folds will get inflamed and you get dehydrated from drinking. So there are definitely some vocal things that happen to you if you're singing and drinking, like little cracking notes here and there. That can happen. But as far as like blatantly making bad stylistic choices, not so much. Not so much.
Hailed by the twilight's last gleaming.
And if you think about the kind of singer she is, like, she does have some songs with some power in them. And I'm not super versed on her catalog of music, but I have listened to it some. And like I said, I've had some students that sing her music. She's not like a Star-Spangled Banner type of a singer. Star-Spangled Banner is one of the hardest songs to sing. You have to be really careful with it. You have to make sure you start the song low enough because it gets so rangy and high by the end. And you have to do it in your belt voice, which makes it even harder. So you've got to almost have like an octave and a half, 2-octave belt range to be able to sing this song. That's why singers like Whitney Houston, the Christina Aguilera type voices, the Kelly Clarkson type voices, those are the voices that are equipped for this because they're like powerhouse, belty, famous for that type of singing. Ingrid Andress is not that type of a singer. She's more of like an indie offer voice, like a textured tone quality singer as opposed to a powerhouse like pop star. So that's a part of it.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars.
She's still sharp. Still
through the pale.
Ooh, that squeezing tightness. That's not good. And, is that caused by being drunk? Like, to sing this badly, she would have to be like so drunk that she couldn't walk off stage. Like, that would be how drunk, from my days of singing, you won't find any performances of me that I sounded great one night and then I sounded like this the next night. That never happened to me.
Perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch.
So you hear that little, she does that little, it's there's like that little yodel off of the note that she's doing at the ends of phrases. Again, that's like a stylistic thing. You know, the famous song Cranberries, Zombie. That's a very common pop technique to do, and it's really tacky to do it in the Star Spangled Banner. It just is. Like, that's not a sound that America wants to hear, I have to say. And especially when it's not executed well. She has too much tension and lateral squeeze in her throat. There's so much tension. There's not enough oral cavity space. Everything's, But you notice, that's how she sings other stuff, too. It's just because it's not the Star Spangled Banner, it works for her in those other things.
We're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare.
Now, this is a part that shows something even weirder going on here. What it sounds like to me is it sounds like she's got some hard tuning or auto-tuning effect that she's trying to correct things in her singing, which I have to say, like, first of all, let me break down what that means. That means that she sings into the mic gets transferred to a receiver, the receiver plugs into a unit or somebody with a computer who's doing some correcting of her singing before it goes out into the PA and into the stadium. There is software for that. Lots of artists are using that now. So it sounds like to me that someone is tweaking and trying to do some pitch correcting, and it almost sounds like the pitch corrector is in a different key than the one that she's just ended up in by singing out of tune. So not only is it out of tune, but it's like it's trying to pull her voice into tune, which is making it sound even weirder and leaving these weird little digital artifacts. So you hear the there's so much tension in her voice, so much overpressurization. There's no breath flow through the phrase. And the chords eventually, it's like they give out because they can't hold on to that pressure. All this back diphthong, naït, all of that stuff is crazy. You wouldn't all of a sudden start doing that from drinking. And then to make the choice to go up there, that's weird. Was still there. Like, why wouldn't she just go back down? It actually would have sounded better than making that choice right there.
Oh, say does
That part sounded fine. No, yeah, there's so many weird vowel things going on there.
Or the land of the free.
So that was so tight, so squeezy. Like, there was so much squeeze in the throat. And then she didn't hold the note because obviously it was so tight she couldn't. So she tried to come up with a melisma to cover it up going down, which didn't go well. And then again, there's a E. There's all of this like over pressurizing, over squeezing, and this little yodeling effect coming out of it. And then then it was just cracking, breaking. That sounded like drinking. That sounded like someone drunk. And I don't want to make light of this, okay? Like I said, I come from a background where I've had these problems. So I have compassion. I have a lot of compassion for those of us who have struggled with addiction and drug and alcohol. And my heart goes out to you. It's a very serious thing, and it's a very hard thing to go through. That being said, I mean, come on. Like, I just have to be honest here. And I was kind of feeling a little like, should I shoot this video or not? But, this is about being honest. And And this is just my take on what I'm hearing here, being somebody who's been a vocal instructor for 24 years and someone who has also had addiction and alcohol issues and having had performed through them. So my feeling is that this was just a clever PR move for her to save face. I think maybe she was drinking, and maybe she does have a drinking problem, but I don't believe that it was her drinking problem that was causing the majority of the issues with the singing of the Star Spangled Banner. My professional opinion is that I don't think she's the type of singer that would do well on the Star Spangled Banner, and that she needs some vocal technique work to be able to get to the place where it's going to be the type of song that she would really crush it at. So going into rehab, saving face, it kind of protects you from criticism, but I guess not from me. So I do send her love, and if she does have addiction things going on, I wish her a speedy recovery. And if she wants to get in for some voice lessons, I would be happy to help her get the vocal technique she needs and learn how to sing it, because I teach the Star Spangled Banner all the time. So there you go. I'm putting this video out there. It's controversial, I know. I'm sure that you all will have a lot to say to me about that, but feel free, do it. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for stopping by. If you like this video, you like the content, please leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video.